Money. It is one of the most talked about, yet least understood subjects in the world. We all want more of it, but most of us struggle to accumulate any significant amount. Why is that? Well, after studying wealthy individuals for many years, I've discovered something profound. It is not about the money itself. It is actually about how you think about money. So today, I'm going to share with you the exact mindset difference between the middle class and the truly wealthy. And these are not just theories. These are actual thought patterns that separate those who struggle financially from those who build lasting wealth. The number one way the rich think differently about money. While the middle class live beyond their means, the rich live below their means. I know it sounds obvious, right? To have enough money for the future, we must live below our means, spend less than we make. But why do so many people get this wrong? It's because it's not just about spending less money. The difference between the middle class and the wealthy is that they have a completely different relationship with money. The middle class sees a raise and immediately thinks, great, now I can afford that nicer car payment. They view increased income as a permission to buy more things. Every promotion becomes an excuse to upgrade. Bigger house, fancier restaurants, designer clothes. They're trapped in the lifestyle treadmill where their expenses rise to meet and often exceed their income. However, the wealthy thinks differently. When they get a raise or their income grows, their first thought is not, what can I buy? It is, how much more can I invest? They treat lifestyle inflation like a disease to be avoided because they understand that every dollar not spent on lifestyle is a dollar that can work for them. Thus, if you want to join the ranks of the wealthy one day, embrace living below your means. There is no dignity quite so impressive and no independence quite so important as living within your means. The number two way that the rich think differently about money. While the middle class is always thinking about how to spend their money, the rich think about how they're going to invest their money. Do you see the difference? You want to stay stuck? Focus on spending. Want to move forward financially? Focus on investing. Here's what I mean by this. When the middle class gets their paycheck, they immediately think about bills, purchases, and expenses. Their mental energy goes towards managing cash flow. How to stretch their dollars to cover everything they need and want this month. They're playing defense with their money, constantly worried about having enough to pay for their lifestyle. The wealthy flip the script entirely. They pay themselves first through investments, then figure out how to live on what's left. Their mental energy goes towards growing their money, not just spending it. They're playing offense, always looking for opportunities to put their dollars to work. Thus, if you want to build lasting wealth one day, you have to recognize that you cannot spend your way to wealth. You have to invest your way there. The number three way the rich think differently about money. While the middle class gets stuck in the waiting mentality, the rich are action-oriented. In Dr. Seuss' famous book, Oh, the Places You Will Go, there's a page about the waiting place. The waiting place is where people are just sitting around waiting for things to happen to them. Waiting for the right time, waiting for better conditions, waiting for someone else to tell them what to do. While this is a book written primarily for children, I personally read it to my children often, I feel like it applies so well for us adults as well. Why? Because throughout our lives, so many of us find ourselves in this waiting place without even realizing it. So many people, many stuck in the middle class, are constantly waiting like these characters in the book. They're waiting for the perfect time to start investing, waiting for their debt to be completely paid off, waiting for a bigger salary, waiting for the market to be safer, waiting for someone to tell them exactly what to do. They treat wealth building, it's like some distant destination they'll get to someday when all the stars align perfectly. However, the wealthy do not wait. They are action-oriented. Thus, they act. They understand that there is never a perfect time to start. The best time is always now. They don't wait for all the ducks to be in a row because they know the ducks will never be perfectly aligned. They take the first step even when they feel like they're not 100% ready. And thus they make progress while everyone else is still waiting at the bus stop for a bus that will never arrive. So if you're struggling with taking action, recognize that imperfect action beats perfect inaction every single time. Don't wait for permission. Rather, take action today. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Before we get to the next way the wealthy think differently about money, I want to take a minute to talk to you about a really exciting offer. An offer that is near and dear to my heart. As you're watching this video, do you wish you can take your wealth building journey to the next level? Do you wish you could join a community? A real community where you can work with me one-on-one to not only better master money, but to simplify and systematize your finances so you can secure your family's financial future? Well, you're in luck, my friend. Introducing the Financial Tortoise community. And it is now open for waitlist sign-up. Inside the community, you'll find a proven and structured path to building lasting wealth designed specifically for busy professionals who want steady, sustainable growth without the hype or unnecessary complexity. Exactly the stuff I talk about in this channel. The Financial Tortoise community includes personal one-on-one coaching sessions with me, where we'll address your specific financial questions and create a personalized plan aligned with your goals. Step-by-step membership exclusive courses on everything from developing the right money mindset to designing your ideal investment portfolio to minimizing taxes. Monthly live Q&A calls where we dive deep into key topics and keep you accountable. A private forum connecting you with other hardworking professionals on the same wealth building journey as you. Practical tools, templates, and resources that simplify your financial decision making. And I'm especially excited to offer members a complimentary subscription to Monarch Money, a powerful financial tracking tool that helps you organize your accounts, track spending, and visualize your progress all in one place. This alone represents a significant value, but it is just one of the many resources you'll gain access to. However, to maintain the quality of support each member receives, I only open enrollment a few times a year. So join the waitlist today at financialtortoise.com/community to be first in line when the doors open next. Plus, as a special bonus for joining the waitlist today, you'll receive a free special gift delivered straight to your inbox, automatically just for signing up. Remember, real sustainable wealth is not built overnight. It is created through slow, consistent effort that compounds over time. Exactly what we focus on inside the community. Many members have completely transformed their financial lives, and with the right guidance and clear plan, you can too. You deserve it. I would love to see you inside. Alright, with that, let's get back to the video. The number 4 way the rich think differently about money. While the middle class collects degrees as a pathway to wealth, the rich embraces learning. Having grown up in a Korean family where studying and education was considered more important than sleeping, I completely believed in this middle class mindset as well. That's the reason I went to business school to get my MBA after my time in the military. Now, don't take this the wrong way. I don't regret my degree at all. However, I've also learned with time that degree alone is not worth much if I haven't learned, and more importantly, if I have not applied what I've learned. But too many people believe that simply just getting a degree will guarantee their path to financial success. Thus, when they struggle to find success, many retreat to the comfort of a school environment and stack on certificates and degrees in some misguided attempt to credential their way to prosperity. Do not do this. Don't collect degrees in some fantasy hope that more will automatically lead to more money. I have seen hundreds of people try this strategy and it does not work. Instead, focus on learning. Here are a few tips on how to do this effectively. 1. Read constantly. Warren Buffett is known to read 500 pages a day. Bill Gates reads 50 books a year. They understand that in a rapidly changing world, the person who stops learning becomes obsolete. 2. Build your financial education. Learn about career growth, personal finance, investing, and even taxes. You might be an expert in Renaissance arts, and that is great. However, if you never learn the power of compound interest or tax strategies, you'll struggle financially the rest of your lives. And 3rd, don't be afraid of failure. As mentioned earlier, when you act, you will face many walls and failures. Don't see them as a stop sign, rather see them as a chapter in your path to knowing more about your occupation, about money, and about yourself. Bottom line, you can't diploma your way to wealth, but you can absolutely learn your way there. The number 5 way the rich think differently about money. In the line of learning, while the middle class believes that money is earned through labor, the rich understands that true wealth is earned through thought. The average person believes the harder they work, the more money they'll make. This linear thinking equates physical effort with financial success, and it's exactly why most people are not rich. However, Steve Forbes understood this principle. The real source of wealth and capital in this new era is not material things. It is the human mind, the human spirit, and the human imagination, and our faith in the future. Now, we may not all go out and build a billion-dollar company. However, we can all apply this principle of thought versus labor in our path to building lasting wealth. Instead of constantly getting stuck in the mindset that we have to trade time for money, focus on creating a system that generates money even when we're not working. Apply your learning to invest in the right assets in the right way so your money starts working harder for you than you're working in your day job. And don't think that this is about avoiding labor. No, you still need to work hard. However, it is about leveraging your thoughts so you're working on the right things, which leads to the next point. The number 6 way the rich think differently about money. While the middle class believes that hard work alone creates wealth, the rich understands it is ultimately leverage that creates wealth. If hard work was a secret to financial success, every teacher, construction worker, and firefighter would be millionaires. However, not all are. Why is this? It is because the brutal truth is that hard work alone does not lead to wealth. Hard work is part of the formula, but it is just one piece of the formula. What I say is more important is actually leverage. Now, there are tons of different leverages out there. Labor, capital, etc. But let me share with you 3 I feel like can have the biggest impact on your personal wealth. 1 is financial system leverage. In this bucket, I consider having a spending plan, a means to track your expense plus net worth, and an investment strategy. All that is working seamlessly behind the scenes to manage your household finances, and slowly but surely growing your wealth. 2 is time leverage. Once you have your financial system, you must give it enough time so compound interest can do its magic. The 8th wonder of the world that will turn your hundreds of thousands into millions one day. And 3 is network leverage. We've all heard of the saying that we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So if you want to one day become wealthy, you must surround yourself with the right people. This network leverage will help you shape your thoughts and behaviors in the right direction. Bottom line, while the middle class is asking, how can I work harder? The wealthy are asking, how can I work smarter? And they use leverage to ensure that they're working smarter. The number 7 way the rich think differently about money. While the middle class believes that money is complicated, the rich understands that money is actually quite simple. The financial industry loves to make money complicated because that is how they make money. But the middle class do not see this, so they naively come to believe the financial industry's lie that making money in the market, growing one's wealth, is a mysterious and complex endeavor. However, the wealthy understands that complexity is actually the killer of wealth. The honest truth is that the basics of building wealth can be explained to a 12-year-old in under 10 minutes. Spend less than you earn, stay out of debt, and invest the rest in assets that appreciate over a long time. That is it. That's literally the formula that has created more millionaires than any other strategy in history. Even Warren Buffett, one of the world's wealthiest investors, recommends a simple portfolio of low-cost index funds for most people. He's repeatedly said that a simple S&P 500 index fund will outperform the majority of professional money managers over time. So recognize that the secret to building wealth is not finding the overly complex, perfect investment strategy. It is starting with good enough, simple investments and letting time do the heavy lifting. Bottom line, simple works and complex doesn't. The wealthy have figured this out, and now you have too. But if the path to wealth is so simple, how come not all people achieve wealth? Which leads to the next way rich people think differently about money. The number 8 way rich think differently about money. While the middle class gets emotional about money, the rich are incredibly good about being logical with money. As stated earlier, the path to making money, building wealth, is not complicated. As long as you apply the right knowledge and the right leverage, it is completely doable for everyone. Then why is it that not everyone achieves wealth? It is because we're all emotional beings. And when we're emotional, we do not make good decisions. We let fear, greed, excitement, and panic drive our money decisions. We buy high when everyone else is excited about the market, and we sell low when fear takes over. We make impulse purchases when we're feeling good, and we avoid investing when we're worried about the future. This is not a good strategy if you want to build lasting wealth. So we have to get good about separating money from emotion, just like the wealthy. The wealthy do not check their portfolio every day because they know daily fluctuations do not matter over the long run. They have a predetermined criteria for purchases, thus they avoid buying due to excitement, stress, or worse, trying to impress others. And they automate their finances as much as possible to remove emotion from the equation entirely. Remember the earlier part about applying the right leverage? Bottom line, the difference between the middle class and the wealthy is not intelligence. It is emotional discipline. Jonathan Swift wisely noted, "A wise man should have money in his head, but not in his heart." The number 9 way the rich think differently about money. While the middle class believes money is about status, the truly rich understands that money is ultimately about freedom. This temptation for status is one of the reasons why so many people get stuck making emotional financial decisions. Many people think acquiring wealth is about showing off. But that is a fundamental misunderstanding. While money can bring some status, it should be acquired primarily for freedom. Johnny Carson said it best. The only thing that money gives you is the freedom of not worrying about money. That is the real prize of building wealth. Not the fancy car or the designer handbag. It is the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have options. It is being able to sleep well at night because you're not stressed about bills. It is having the confidence to walk away from a toxic job because you have enough saved to survive without it. Recognize that the status game is an expensive game that is never ending. There is always someone with something nicer. So I say, don't play it in the first place. Number 10, and the final way the rich think differently about money. While the middle class is cynical, pretty much about everything, the rich are in a way almost naively optimistic. The fact is that most people operate from a place of fear, and this leads them to be naturally cynical about their situation and their future. Yes, while a healthy level of pragmatism is healthy, when it starts to veer towards being cynical about everything, that is not healthy. It is toxic and detrimental to your future wealth. Because they're constantly telling themselves, I don't expect much, so I won't be disappointed. Then they remain broke. Do not fall into this category. William James understood this principle. Pessimism leads to weakness, optimism to power. If you want to build wealth, you have to be optimistic. You have to have a level of optimism to invest in the market because you believe in the future growth of the economy and the power of capitalism. You have to have a level of optimism if you want to start your own business. I mean, look at the statistics. Almost 50% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. However, without the entrepreneurs that are in a way naively optimistic about their idea, about their future, we wouldn't have the amazing companies that we have today. Richard Branson failed spectacularly multiple times. Virgin Cola, Virgin Brides, Virgin Digital. But his optimism keeps him launching new ventures. His attitude? Business opportunities are like buses. There's always another one coming. Bottom line, getting rich, building lasting wealth is an inside job that starts with how you think about money. So if you want to build wealth, start thinking differently. Thank you guys for watching The Line of Having the Right Money Attitude. If you want to learn some ways to trick your brain into becoming better with money, please check out my video here. Until next time, all the best.